In this video, we'll go over converting decimal numbers into fractions. We'll go through a couple examples, but I encourage you to stop the video at any time to try the problems on your own. Let's look at the first example. So say we have 0.25 as our decimal number. If we think about this in its place value expansion, this is 2 times 0.1 plus 5 times 0.01. Or 2/10 and 5/100. We can easily convert these two numbers into fractions because the first one is just a tenth and the second one is just 100th. Now, we can multiply to get 2/10 plus 5/100. Then we can make common denominator so that we can do this addition, and we get 20 over 100 plus 5 over 100, which gives us 25 over 100. Now this fraction can be simplified because 25 goes into the top 1 time, and 25 goes into the bottom 4 times, because 100 divided by 25 is 4. So that gives us, as our final answer, 1/4. Similarly, you could have just looked at the problem from the beginning, and instead of seeing this as 2/10 plus 5/100, you could have just seen it as 25/100, paying attention to the last 2 digit, which would allow you to skip straight to this step here. So let's try the next example. Here we have 0.035. So we can think about this as, well, here's the tenths place, here's the hundredths place, and here's the thousandths place. So this is 35 thousandths, which means in our numerator we want a 35, and in our denominator we want 1,000, because it's 35 thousandths. Now this number can be simplified. For example, the number 5 goes into the numerator 7 times, and the number 5 goes into the denominator. Well, let's see. So 5 into 1,000, well, 5 goes into 10 2 times, and then we just have these zeros, so it'll be 200. So this number as a fraction looks like 7 over 200. Let's keep going. This next starred problem is 0.59831. So we have a 5 in the tenths place, 9 in the hundredths place, 8 in the thousandths place, 3 in the 10,000ths place, and 1 in the 100,000ths place. So the fraction we have is, in our numerator, we want 59831, and in our denominator, we want 100,000, because our last place was our 100,000ths place. So here we're going to have 100,000, which looks like that. Now this fraction can't be simplified anymore, so this is just our final answer. So we have 59831 over 100,000. Lastly, let's look at this final example. We have 9.125. Now, when we have a number that's not 0 before our decimal, it's easiest to break this up as 9 plus 0.125. Now let's look at 0.125. Here we're going to have as our fraction 125 over 1,000, because the last place is the thousandths place. Now this number can be simplified, and if you go through all the work, you'll end up with this being 1/8. So now, if you recombine everything into a mixed number, you have 9 and 1/8. if you're not happy with your answer as a mixed number, you could say this is 9 plus 1/8, which is equal to 9 times 8 over 8 plus 1/8, which is 72/8 plus 1/8, which is 73/8. Try the other problems on your own, and see if you can convert all of these decimal numbers into fractions.